What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Absolutely Podcast. This is our fourth time recording this because time number one, we laughed too hard.
Yeah.
Time number two, what happened? Oh, there was the wind and it was spooky. And then time number three, it just stopped recording.
And we were literally 10, maybe 15 minutes in.
We were deep in this. So honestly, we discussed, we're like, should we just like no, it wasn't even an option to postpone, honestly, at this
we're
point.
in the vibe, we're in the mood, we're a little tipsy. Hello, everyone, by the way, because we've already done the intro and now we're just in the mood to go. But
so this is our fourth time doing the intro, and honestly, I've even forgot what I did for the first intro. But basically, me and Coach Cassie, if you haven't already heard her voice, we are here right now in Sedona, Arizona. She came in yesterday, and we're doing a little purpose athletics retreat, and we decided we have to do a little Q&A episode to basically just chat about girl chat things.
Yeah,
like
we have done a podcast episode together. If you guys haven't seen that one, go watch it. But this one is going to be different. It's just going to be different. Girl talk, a little tipsy, less fitnessy vibe.
And if I don't answer your fitness question, it's not because I don't love you. It's because we want to just like kind of focus it more on like just
life,
like, fun life stuff,
funny questions, get to know us a little more, our crazy side that you guys don't see a lot.
Crazy. Okay, so we already recorded a couple of questions. Do we just kind of like,
I think we should just start with new questions. Honestly,
okay.
those weren't even like juicy.
No, they were kind of softball. Like they were like, you know, Office versus Friends. She hadn't watched it. That's basically like the whole recap of everything.
No,
let's start with the jail one. I think that's good.
Those questions were child's play. Okay, those were just getting us warmed up.
We're warming up for this.
We were having fun, and then it stopped recording. But now we're ready to go, and hopefully this one's the one we get to post.
Okay, Cassie. It's because we're in the vortex right now. So I told her about skinwalkers as well. Now we're on a whole different tangent.
It's fine.
Let's go into it. It might be a skinwalker. Okay, anyway. If you ever went to jail or prison, what would it be for?
Honestly, I'm going to have to say public indecency. Public indecency, probably because I'm going to be a little too drunk. Maybe, you know, times get desperate. You might have to pee on the side of the road, on the side of a building. You know, it happens sometimes, but I can't see myself doing anything else illegal to get arrested for.
A nip may slip. No, I feel like honestly, I would say this is literally what I was saying when it cut out last time, but I might like drink a gallon of water a day. I'm pretty hydrated. I need to like go to the bathroom. The police may catch me. I feel like that's the only thing I would do. I am honestly, I feel like you're like this too. I'm a rule follower. Very much rule follower. And honestly, like I'm not a person that likes to like pretend I'm above the law. Maybe jaywalking.
I was gonna say maybe if some girl tries to like come up on me or something and I'm trying to hold my own ground, like I'm never gonna be the one to start a fight, but if somebody's trying to come up to me, which that has happened, Luke Combs concert, you guys wouldn't even like think that this would happen at a country concert. This is a tangent, but some girl literally tried to fight me at a country concert and my dad had to step in between.
I feel like
either public indecency or fighting.
Okay. I also said if someone like tells me I need to do something like, you know, like from the government, I'll be like, no, I don't really want to do that. Anyways, okay, next subject.
Wait, that's so funny because they probably don't even understand what you're saying by that. Okay, like, if it was illegal, like
not illegal, but like if I was like on an airplane and they're like, hey, you like need to like put on a mask, I'd be like,
right.
Like I don't know. I just don't like people telling me what to do.
Right.
But I think that's like the
totally
the basis of that. So okay. Next one. Next one. Favorite movie or show as a kid?
Full House is the first thing that comes to my head. And I was the type of kid that had to watch a show, like had to watch a movie when I fell asleep, and I always would put on like Full House. I don't know why. It's a good show. Good show. I like that.
I feel like I liked like Hannah Montana and that stuff. Like that was like my favorite thing.
High School Musical.
Like Lizzie McGuire. Love that as well. Yeah. Was there something?
I was like, is that all? Yeah.
Okay. Next one. Was it awkward meeting each other in person for the first time?
You answer first. Like, what do you think from your perspective?
No, like
definitely not.
So we met a year ago during
our retreat.
It was like this time last year.
Yeah.
And it was really fun. Honestly, like we met each other at the airport. We like gave each other a hug. It was like we had like met each other like 100 times.
Because guys, we talk every day.
Yeah.
Every single day. And it's not even just about like our clients. Like we're friends. And it was really cool, honestly, meeting you for the first time in person. I have some online friends, but honestly, none that I've ever even met in person. So you're like the first one. And you're not even like just a friend, like you're like my boss technically.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was honestly like we've known each other for a while, like that type of vibe.
Yeah, we talk to each other like all the time, like pretty much every single day. Obviously, I mean, because she like works for me, but just because we're like, we just want to make sure everything's like handled and just like talking to each other on like,
and we get on Zoom calls every week, like. We just felt like we knew each other when we met.
It's natural. Oh my gosh, we have literally 35 questions. We gotta rapid fire this. Okay. What is the number one thing you both have in common?
There's a lot. Like when we say things come natural, like Abby says like we are the same person.
No, like literally when I'm on consult calls and I'm like, oh my gosh, I literally think you're gonna vibe so much with Coach Cassie, is because genuinely we're like the same human being in a lot of aspects. I mean, obviously not exactly the same, but like a lot.
Yeah. We have a lot of same viewpoints, a lot of same perspectives on things. Yeah. Yeah. We just vibe.
Yeah. We vibe. And it's funny. We always say we're on the same wavelength.
Yeah. Like literally said that since day one.
We'll like do like random things like at the same time, which is so like funny.
For example, like we'll be on like the same split. Like on Monday, you'll post push day, Tuesday, leg day. I'm like, me too.
Yeah.
And like we'll be posting like getting Chipotle on the same day, or we're like wearing our hair the same day.
It's so crazy. Yeah. We're just like just the little things like that. But honestly,
we love it.
Very similar.
We love it.
Do you guys ever disagree on anything? If so, how is it handled? I would say like no, usually. I mean, honestly too, because like I mean our relationship more so like we're friends, but like, you know, also too like she, you know, like works for me and stuff like that, which like I mean, obviously I think about it like that, but you know, just gotta keep everyone handled. But like if there is like a disagreement, we figure it out and it's not like a fight or anything.
I'm definitely a very chill person too, and we both respect the boundary of like friends in some aspects, and then like I obviously like she's my boss, right? Like so it's not like we're ever having disagreements, like fights and stuff. And we're both, you know, mature to like talk things out in a mature way. Like I would never talk back to my boss or like fight you on anything, you know? So definitely not really any disagreements over here.
Yeah. And if it is like a concern, we talk about it and figure it out. Okay. Worst first date stories.
This is so funny, guys. So so I don't think we've mentioned this in this recording because we mentioned it in the other one that got deleted, but we went over and previewed a few of these questions.
Yeah.
And this was one of them. And over dinner, we were just talking about it and laughing so hard. And Abby was like, girl, you gotta take this one over.
Yeah, you gotta take this one over.
And honestly, before we even thought about doing this podcast, we talked about this in the car, remember?
It's so funny.
Guys. And honestly, I've only been on one first date ever. Like I've been with my boyfriend for ever. Like I've only had 2 boyfriends in my life. One in high school and then the one I'm with now, but we broke up for a short period of time. We don't need to talk about that. And I was on Tinder. So this is how I met this guy. And if you're my friend and you're listening to this, you're going to die at this because I've already told you.
This is already public knowledge.
It's so bad, guys. So this date with this guy, he picks me up. It's chill. He's cool. Opens the door for me. The whole thing. I'm like, okay, I'm getting a good vibe. We get to the pizza place because I'm like, I want a chill vibe. I don't want it to be like super fancy, super, you know, I just want a chill vibe for my first date. I am so nervous to get into where my head was. I was so nervous because I've never been on a first date before with a stranger that I never knew. We get there, we're eating pizza. I'm like, starting conversation. I'm like, so what do you like ever put on your pizza? You know, when there's like the Parmesan and the,
you guys have a ton to talk about apparently.
Yeah. The red chili flakes, and there's ketchup there because I guess they had like fries or whatever. I'm like, so do you put any of this stuff on your pizza? And he's like, yeah, but it's not the thing you think of. And I'm like, the ketchup? You put ketchup on your pizza? He's like, yeah. I was like, okay, we're done.
New
Take me home. Ketchup on the pizza? How do you even get to that point?
No, new ick unlocked. Like for real.
The biggest ick in the world.
At least it wasn't mustard or like
Yeah.
horseradish or something like
Ooh,
that. That'd be
that
like
is-
pretty dark.
That date was not. I mean, honestly, that was like the worst part of the date. It went kind of well, but other than that, I was like, okay, red flag.
No.
Ketchup on pizza, you're done.
No, that's funny. I mean, so I've been dating like pretty recently. I've been on like a lot of first dates, and like none of them have been like ultra bad. Like I've been on dates with mutes.
That's probably so awkward.
And like I can talk to a wall. Like obviously I can talk to a wall. Like I'm literally talking to a microphone right now, and I do it every single week. But like I don't want to do that. Like against like against my own will. Like I don't want to do that. Like
Especially
just for fun.
When you're on a date, you want to obviously have good banter and talk to the person and get to know them.
No, I went on a date with this guy that told me he was on a cleanse. And you know how I feel about cleanses. And then like 1 second later, he decided he wasn't on the cleanse anymore. And we went on a date, and we never talked to each other again. But
let's just leave it at that.
Yeah.
We don't date guys who do juice cleanses.
No.
Or guys that put ketchup on their pizza.
We only date cool men that are fun and nice and not putting their ketchup on their pizza. Okay, this person asked, how do you handle conflicts with friends? I just talked to them about it.
Honestly, guys, I have been known to go ghost. Like my personality is like, or was, I should say, because I've been working on it. Like even in my relationship, my friendships, and I think getting a little deep here, I think it goes back to my childhood. Like when I would get into a fight with my parents or my sisters, I would just go in my room, lock the door, not talk about it, and then act like everything was fine. So that's why I think like that's how I was with my friendships, my relationships. But now, because I've been self-aware, I've been working on it, just talking it out, right? Like being honest about why you're upset or what's bothering you. That's the best thing you can do.
Yeah. I think just talking it out. I mean, like I mean, it's easier, I think, too, to like not deal with it and just to ghost or like whatever. And I think that's why we have like a big ghosting community and like overall. But I think just like talking it through, like especially if you value the friendship, like and you guys have been friends for a while, like I think that's worth it.
Yeah, and if you're not gonna talk it out, it's not gonna get anywhere.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly. Okay, next cue. Crazy story from a GNO. Girls Night Out, if you know what GNO is. Okay, so this is one of the other ones we talked about. Like, what's the craziest?
What do we think?
So, my 21st birthday, we go to Vegas. Of course,
Vegas.
We drive to Vegas, and I go out with some of my girlfriends, and we decide we're going to go to Calvin Harris. We're like, okay, sweet. So we are like having some drinks outside of Calvin Harris. We like meet these German men inside Calvin Harris. These German men are very attractive, and I may or may not have smooched one of the German men. It's okay. This is years ago. Okay.
And the 21st birthday.
And
you have to have
of course, just for the plot. Anyway, so they're like buying us drinks, like whatever. I get a little bit on the drunker side. And I'm posting Snapchats like, oh my gosh, Calvin Harris is so amazing. I'm like filming the DJ booth. To be fair, my other friends were too. One of them was married. She's like still my best friend to this day. And she thought it was Calvin Harris too. We all thought it was Calvin Harris. This man wasn't even on the DJ stand yet. Like he didn't go on for 3 hours.
It was the opener.
It was the opener.
And you guys
thought I was
Calvin Harris?
Fully filming Calvin Harris, having the best time of my life, thinking I was like Calvin Harris. And we literally left in an Uber before Calvin Harris.
No.
So in Vegas, they go on at like 1, 2 a.m. I think we probably left at like midnight, whatever. We pre-gamed a little too hard. The German men, German men are a different breed. And we left before Calvin Harris went on, but everyone was sure to call me out that Calvin Harris.
So
it was like
funny.
Some guy that looked absolutely nothing like Calvin Harris too.
You guys are too drunk to
so that was pretty funny. But that was my first night in Vegas as a 21-year-old. So it was a success, I would say.
And it's a funny story to look back on.
Yeah. Exactly.
Honestly, for me, I was having trouble thinking of my most memorable one. Most of the crazy GNOs I don't remember probably. But the thing that comes to mind is my trip to Nashville with my 2 besties. It was just honestly like blackout the whole week. So yeah, let's just skip to the
That's
next.
it. That's it. Next one. Fun story. We're younger, fun. Okay. This one's a fitness one, so I'll answer the next episode. How was it being sorority president?
Oh, that's the question for you. I was definitely not in a sorority.
So if you guys didn't know, I was president of my sorority, and honestly, it gave me. I did it for the business plot. I really did. I did.
Really set you up for success. So I'm glad that you did that.
I learned a lot about like strategy and all of that stuff. But I mean, it was fun, but it was definitely very stressful. I will say, I feel like that was harder than owning my own business, and I did it for free. Like there was no compensation involved. Like, I mean, socially, like obviously people are like, "Oh, you're the president," but like that wasn't that cool. It was cool for like 1 month.
Did you have to deal with a lot of drama with
Yes.
like, the girls?
I had to go to the dean's office this one time, and I was like so scared about it. I was like, what is going on? Like, I thought I was literally gonna get kicked out of school. Like
Girls were fighting and you had to go with them, or
no,
what?
it was like more so like something that like we were doing that like they thought like it was an allegation. It was allegedly. It didn't even happen.
Okay.
And I had to go to the dean's office, and it was not fun. But I learned a lot being a sorority president, and honestly, like now I feel like I'm sorority president in a different way because I'm like helping a bunch of women. It's like almost like it set me up for that, but it wasn't as wild as you think it would be. It was just it was a lot of work, and it was a lot of back end stuff, and it was a lot of like handling rosters, which I do now. So
and a lot of things that you learned from, which is amazing. And that's the definition of everything happens for a reason, you know?
And honestly, like it kind of sucked in the moment, but like coming out of it, it was a good skill to learn. So anyways, someone, I don't know, did you ask me this? We asked each other some questions. Are you dating to marry or just messing around?
Okay, I think we will both agree. I mean,
I'm not messing around.
Yeah, you're 25.
No, I don't need to be messing around.
There's no time for that.
No.
I'm 23, but also I've been in a long-term relationship, and I think this was the one, y'all. I think this was the one. I'm hoping because all my cards are in with this one, guys. So
yeah, you guys are so cute.
Thank you.
Yeah, for me, I'm not messing around. I don't like messing around.
No,
we don't mess around with anything in here. So that's my answer. Where do you see yourselves in 5 years?
Oh, that's a good question.
That's a good question. Probably still in Arizona. I feel like I like Arizona.
This is your forever home?
Yeah, I'm not forever. Okay. Maybe it'll be. I'm not like opposed to it being like my forever home, but probably like doing like business, like something business oriented, purpose athletics, like whatever. I mean, like business can grow and whatever. Still being like Fit Abby and doing all that stuff. But
what about
probably married?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what about a relationship? But like
have Archie.
That's up in the air.
Probably married, maybe have a kid. I don't know. I mean, like I don't like to like put a timestamp or like predict
also
the future.
5 years is a long time too.
Yeah. And
it's
I don't want
like 3. Yeah. Like 3 would be
Yeah.
For me, I would hope to be in like Florida or something. Maybe have a kid. How old would I be in 5 years? 23, 24, 25, 28. Yeah. Okay. Hopefully have a kid by then.
A kiddo.
A little kiddo. I'm so excited to be a mom, guys. I guess it's just because I've been like in working in daycare and nannying, and I just am so excited to have a little mini me.
Oh.
Okay, next question.
No, that's where I see. But I like I said, I don't like to predict the future, so we'll see. What are your dating deal breakers? Gosh, a lot of dating things.
Ketchup on pizza. Stinky boy, like stinky breath, or just like say you walk up to him and you give him a hug and he smells. Like absolutely no. Goodbye.
No.
That's definitely a deal breaker.
What are the other ones?
Also, probably only talking about himself or just thinking about hooking up the entire time, like only thinking like that. You get the vibe. Like when you get the vibe, like you're only there for one reason. I'm out.
Yeah, I don't. There's a couple things I don't like. Mute.
You're talking to a wall.
I can't talk to a wall. I need funny, and like, don't be lazy. That's like, not hate. That's a long shot.
I do hate a lazy person.
I hate a lazy person. I hate lazy.
Like,
men,
my
especially.
favorite thing about my boyfriend is that he's the hardest worker ever.
Yeah.
Like, that's so attractive.
Yeah. If you're listening to this, I'll only date motivated men. So, okay. Funniest drunk stories. I feel like that Calvin Harris one was like one of my funniest. I mean, in college I had like some like funny stories, but like nothing I can like think off the top of my head.
This is one that I think of like in Nashville, the one that I was just kind of breezing over. And I was talking about in my group chat today because we were like reminiscing. But this, when you're like in any city, honestly, there's like these people that are on the streets and they're like dressed up, doing random shit. This guy was literally dressed up as Michael Jackson, going around trying to shine everybody's shoes. Like, what? Is this the 1900s? Shining people's shoes. Me and my friends are absolutely so drunk, and this guy comes up to us. My friend has like these like leather boots on or something, and he's like trying to shine them. And I'm like, I know that all these people want is money. And so I'm going, okay, like, we're not paying you. We're not interested in you shining our shoes. But he was so persistent that he just kept trying and trying. We're like, all right, well, we're not paying you, so you can do it if you want. And when he's done, he's harassing us for money.
No.
And we're like, I'm getting pissed at this point. I'm like, we literally straight up told you we're not paying for this. And my friend gave him a beer and he was on his way. That's a funny memory. And then we get on the honky tonk bus and it takes us around the Broadway of Nashville and we're just living our best lives.
Oh, that's so funny. I like can't even think of one off the top of my head. I just like college in general is like a funny drunk story. Just like going to like football games. I probably could like think of like specific ones, but
we didn't prepare for this question.
We didn't prepare for this question. I'll let you know if I think of more. Okay. Look at this. We're not gonna read this one. Okay, next one. Favorite conspiracy theory.
Did you write that one?
I don't think I did.
We were literally on our hawker walk today talking about conspiracy theories, and we were on the topic of chemtrails, guys.
Oh, baby.
We look up, we're like, none in the sky today. And then literally when we walk into the house, Abby's like, look up. There's a chemtrail.
So if you guys don't know, look up.
Look it up.
Just no, not even look it. Look it up. Look up
in the sky.
Look up in the sky. There's airplanes, and then there's airplanes with chemtrails, and that's all I'm gonna say.
And we mean the airplanes that have things coming out of it. And then you see clouds in the sky that they made. And I've also seen TikToks that say it's called cloud seeding. Like in the meteorologist terms, it's called cloud seeding. And that's literally why we get hurricanes.
It's weather manipulation.
Oh God. We have a lot of conspiracy theories.
Go down a deep hole. One of my like dating app profile questions is literally like, what do you want to talk to me about?
Conspiracy theories.
Like, that is my golden nugget. Like, I could talk for years about this. So please, just if you want to just get me talking, just ask.
I'm not done with this question.
Oh no.
Dude,
give me 5.
This isn't even a conspiracy theory, but the fact that our government and all of these high ass corporations are poisoning us, our food, everything, our beauty products, our water, like the tap water, don't drink it.
No, tonight we literally got to the Airbnb. We're like, where's the bottled water? This is not normal.
Gosh, it's scary, guys. It's scary out here.
I feel like chemtrails, honestly, just like everything going on right now.
COVID.
Literally like all of it. I don't know. Just like, don't believe what you see on the media. On the media, yeah. I don't know. Look into it and
news stations.
Ask
mainstream
media
media.
If you want to know more,
dude. This is a tangent, but I posted a TikTok and people were like commenting and like hating on me and saying stuff about like sodium and the FDA and all that. And I'm like, I posted a TikTok link to this doctor who was talking about sodium and how obviously if you have heart disease and that sort of thing, like don't have high sodium because you can't do that if you already are sick. Yeah. But like for healthy people, don't listen to the FDA because they're telling us that the COVID vaccine is good. And I don't know.
There's a lot of things going on.
And people were like, TikTok, don't post TikToks. Don't get your information from TikTok. And I'm like, actually, TikTok is more reliable than the mainstream media in my eyes. Like, looking at the right people that post.
Yeah. At this point, like, read between the lines, like, listen to people that you like find credible.
Yeah, do your own research and be an educated consumer is my biggest advice in life.
I agree. And the conspiracy theorists are not so much conspiracy theorists at this point. So that's all I'm gonna say.
That's that question that we went off on.
So now a little softball one. What is your go-to going out meal before drinking? I just eat whatever I want.
But probably something that's in the fridge already.
High protein. I probably already have it meal prepped.
Yeah. Easy, quick.
Yeah. I don't really like overthink that. I don't know.
Yeah, I eat normally throughout the day or else I'd be dead. And speaking about that, yesterday was honestly like, a travel day for me, 5-hour flight, and didn't eat all day, didn't drink all day. We get to dinner and I have a margarita and I'm like down bad. I'm unwell. Like, I was like, Abby, I'm having anxiety. I feel like I'm going to pass out and die and throw up. And she's like, oh no. So definitely eat before you go out to drink, guys.
Yeah, and she didn't even like, what am I like?
Literally,
I wasn't even feeding you shots.
No, it was. I don't even think it was that. It was just a compilation of everything that day. But
okay, the next one was like definitely from my sister. This is from Emma.
Okay, I already that's like a paragraph.
Okay, weirdest dating app experiences. The pizza guy. For you.
I mean, I've rarely been on dating apps. The pizza guy experience was the only date I ever went on from like Tinder or anything.
Yeah.
So I have more experience with that.
I have some weird ones, some that I like don't really like necessarily want to talk about. But I mean, so I've been on a lot of dates like from like dating apps, just like because honestly, like moving to a new state, like that's a super easy way to meet people, especially like what do you expect someone to just like walk up to you in the gym or like randomly to meet someone? Like I'm not like out at the clubs or like whatever. So that's like been something kind of like nice. I mean, I have had a couple weird men where they're like cool at first and then they like, I don't respond for like 8 hours and then they break up with themselves and they're like, okay, fine. Like, I guess you don't want to talk to me. I'm like,
my God, that's another deal breaker.
That's an egg. I had this guy probably like 2.5 months ago. He's like pretty cute. He like kind of was like a bodybuilder-ish. We already talked about this. Like we're not super into like bodybuilder types, but
like super extreme.
Yeah, but he was like, we kind of like we honestly kind of bought this worked perfectly for the Absolute podcast, but we kind of like bonded over like macros and whatever. And I was like, oh, like he had like some sort of prompt about like macros, and I was like, sent my macros over to him, and he like, it was funny, it was great. But then I like didn't respond to him for like literally 24 hours. And he was like, I guess like I guess you are too busy for this. I'm like, weird. Ew. That's an ick. If someone breaks up with themselves, I'm done with them. So anyway,
absolutely not.
But we already kind of told like the other dating stories. So, okay, opinions on leaving your hometown.
I have not done that yet, but hoping to.
Yeah, she'll do it soon. I'm manifesting it for her.
I'm definitely manifesting it, and the only thing that's holding me back is the love of my life can't move because of his job, but hopefully soon in the near future. Because I think honestly, like every single person I've ever talked to says move out of your hometown. Like that's a given because you need to experience, you need to live life outside of what you know for your whole life.
Yeah, and I mean, so I moved out of my like hometown, I guess you could say, and I mean, I love it. I love living in Arizona. It's not like super far from like I grew up in Utah, so not like super far, but I mean, honestly, it's just been like a really good like learning experience, like making whole new like friends, like going on like dates with people like you have no clue like where they're like, I don't know. It's just like a big like different learning experience, and it's like it's a lot. But
also I think I need to move out of my hometown because it's like a small town, right? My sister moved from where we live to Orlando, Florida. She's like, it's so different. Like you're gonna have so many different views. You're gonna meet so many different people, different demographics. Like where I live, same people. Like country boy, like country. So yeah, I think it's really a good thing to move out and experience new things.
And I think too, like if you've never like traveled before, like whatever, I think that like at least traveling a little bit and like kind of like getting out of like your circle is like a nice thing to kind of see like how the other like the rest of the world like lives, whatever. Okay, What's one thing you'll never do again?
I
have an answer for this.
You go first because I'm thinking.
75 hard.
That's a one and done.
No, I don't know. That was like the first thing I thought of. Honestly, like
I can't think of one.
Obviously we're really big on like living a like
Sustainable.
healthy, sustainable lifestyle, but I wanted to do 75 hard because like I talked to so many people that have done it and that I don't know. I just wanted to say, hey, yeah, I've done it before, and it's like not something you need to do. So I like that's why I did it. It was like purely like a test experiment, but I did it in one shot, and it was not fun. It was hard.
Yeah, I failed when I tried it,
but like it wasn't something that like I changed dramatically or anything about it. Like I just did it for like the challenge, and I don't need to do it again. So that's it.
I don't know what I would say.
Nothing. You go on a Tinder date.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah. Honestly, now that you say that, download Tinder. If anything, if I was single again, I would download Hinge rather than Tinder. Tinder's only guys that wanna F you. So
yeah, exactly.
If you guys are single out there, get off Tinder because it's a trap.
Okay, this next question, look, this is like a little bit X-rated. Should we do it?
Yeah. Fuck it.
What's your favorite position? I don't want to get like red flags.
In the bedroom. Honestly, doggy hitting from behind for me.
I don't know.
I feel like you're like an on top girly.
A little bit. Next one, Jackie.
Sorry,
Jackie, don't listen. Okay. What is your favorite thing to do for fun?
Honestly, like going outside, hiking, a picnic, enoing. I love that vibe.
Okay. I like that.
What about you?
I like going a walk. I like going to like I don't know, like get drinks, like conversations. Like that's like my like favorite thing.
Yeah,
agreed. It's like my fave.
Both of our answers, I feel like we both are.
Even just like the small things, like going to the grocery store, like just having like nice weather, like just having like an unbothered day. Yeah, that's kind of like my favorite.
Me too.
So okay, we're getting through them. What's your favorite shot order?
Shot order? Oh,
tequila. 100%.
Yeah, I would say tequila or literally just straight vodka. Yeah. I don't do any unless somebody orders it for me and they're like, here's a green tea shot. Like I'm gonna take it if it's a shot giving handed to me. But if I order it, it's always a straight one. Yeah. I don't need the extra stuff. Like I'd rather just take a straight shot, chase it, done.
Well, even like sometimes I'm like, I don't even need it dressed, like tequila dressed. I'm like, just give, like I can't deal with it. Like just I don't know. I'm not really a shots person though. We talked about this.
Yeah, I feel like in the right moment, if I'm trying to get turned up, you know, for something, I'll take a shot.
So honestly, like honesty hour, if you see me doing a shot,
you're already blacked.
Help. Like send help.
Wait, actually, we talked about this earlier. Abby said she's never been blacked out in her life.
No, I have not. My body like physically doesn't let me black out. Which is good.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
It's a superpower. So
that is a superpower because blacking out's not the best.
I also am like 5'9", like just have a hollow leg. Like it doesn't happen.
That's a flex.
It's such a flex. Thank you. Okay. Another one, alcohol drink order. These are a couple.
I would just really say like vodka water with lime, tequila water with lime.
But like, what if you like want like have like a nice like a good drink?
Margarita, skinny margarita, Aperol spritz. Yes. We're in agreement with that.
I love like a Prosecco, Pinot Grigio, dirty martini. How did I forget?
Oh my god, that's your drink.
Dirty martini, or Tito's or Kettle One, blue cheese olives. Make me a litter. But yeah, same ones as Cassie. Spicy margarita, skinny. Craziest night out. We already went over that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Remember where there's a lot of drunk questions. Where you were the most drunk, if you can remember. If you
definitely can't remember if it's my most drunk night.
Probably.
I was definitely black on the toilet or
probably
something.
Yeah, probably probably in like my early 20s, like when I was in the frat days. But even then, I was pretty well handled.
The most drunk.
Oh, actually, I remember.
Go ahead.
So
go off.
my dog, he this wasn't like recently. This was like my parents' dog, Romeo. He had surgery and my mom called me like right before it went out. She was like, he's probably gonna die. I was like, this is dark.
It's sad.
And I was like, oh, like that's really sad, obviously. And I was like really sad about it. And so like I went out and like kind of had a little bit too much to drink. And I was at my friend's house that's also friends, her parents are friends with my mom. So basically I went there and this kid was mixing drinks for us. And I like wasn't like really paying attention. Like I was just like drinking it, whatever. And I literally, that was like probably like
One of most drunkest.
always like of all time. And I literally was so unwell. And I like remember like going to the bathroom and then I like called my mom. I was like, go pick me up because I was literally 2 minutes up the road because like we literally lived like so close to
You walked
I
there.
could have walked home. I could have walked home. And I couldn't walk home.
Yeah.
So she drove me home and she was like, Abby, are you okay?
No.
And that was when I was like 21. But
dude, now that you said that, I remember one of the funniest drunk memories ever in my life. So I'm going to tell it now. When I was in high school, you can say I was in the wrong crowd in high school. I was like, I was honestly a bad girl in high school. Like when you talk about body count, drinking, like that was my most rebel time in my life. And I'm glad I've grown out of that. So I was a sophomore. My boyfriend was a junior and he was like athlete. So soccer team, baseball team, he knew all the upperclassmen, best friends with them all. So I went to this party of a senior near my house. My mom and my dad both were working night shift, so they weren't home. So I just went over there, you know, drinking a lot. The cops come. And obviously we're all underage. We're in high school. They show up. This kid, his parents weren't home. And it's the typical, you know, cops bust the party and you're all getting picked up. And of course, my parents were at work. So the cops made me call my parents on the phone and talk to them and literally snitch me out instead of just like me getting driven home by my friend's mom or just like whatever. Like they literally were like, no, like your parents can't pick you up, but you're still getting in trouble for this. And so they talked to my dad. I literally get driven home in the cop car. I'll never forget that. And I get grounded like forever and ever and ever. And yeah, that was not a fun drunk memory, but it was one that I'll never forget because it like I literally got driven home in a cop car.
How did you forget about that?
I don't know. Maybe because it was in high school and I tried to block that out.
I've never been in a cop car before.
I can say I have.
That's a fun fact. One thing about me fact.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you balance a healthy lifestyle and healthy social life?
This is a good question.
I love this one.
This is right up our alley.
I love, you know, like that TikTok audio. It's like, I love this question.
Yes. Okay, you first.
I don't know. Honestly, I think just like not overthinking it too much. Like, I think especially when I was in college, I was like very restricted with like my eating and stuff like that. I think I thought like way too much of it and I almost like made it more negative than positive and like ended up with just like a restrict like binge cycle and it just like wasn't fun. Like now I just like allow myself like to have like the fun times like tonight and like this weekend and whatever. And like in the grand scheme of things, it's really like not gonna make like that much of a difference. Like for real. And like if you're doing the things you're doing 80% of the time that are healthy, 20% like have fun, like have your life. And like even today, like I feel like it's probably like 80-20. I mean, maybe a little bit more, like 64, whatever, like whatever you like want to consider it. But like we like got our steps in, we got a little walk in, we got our water in, we got our healthy like micronutrient meal, but then we like went out and had drinks and like had dinner and
ordered whatever you want.
It was fine. Like
yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I was thinking it really comes down to what you do most of the time. So if you're worried about, you know, gaining weight from drinking or gaining weight from eating out, just look at what you're doing most of the time. If most of the time you're going out and drinking 10 drinks every single time you go out and ordering, you know, crap off the menu and then you eat crap at home, like, you're probably not going to feel good about that because that's not balanced. And how we live our life is balanced and we try and do the best we can as well as having fun and going out and living our life, right? Like on the times that we're not going out and drinking, we're going on our walks and getting in our workouts and having healthy meals.
Yeah, I agree. And like I've been on both sides of the spectrum where I'm like, don't do anything, like don't have a social life. And like
That's not fun. That's not living
literally
life.
not fun. And like, you're really not going to make that much more progress doing that. Like, at least like from what I found, and I've been on both sides. So I feel like now like being able to like teach like women and stuff about that, like I've been on both sides of the spectrum, and like being in the middle, like where I'm at now, where like you have your fun, but you also like most of the time like do like your healthy stuff. Like that's what I find best, like for the mental and also for the physical.
Yeah.
So.
I going back to you saying that like all or nothing, I literally, honestly, last year or the year before that, you know, I just got to this point where I feel really comfortable in the fact that like what I do most of the time is on track. But when you are so like hyper focused on being perfect and not drinking and not going out and having fun, it's just like even more stressful.
Yeah. Well, because like even like in college, like no, you should be going out and having fun. I remember like going out and being like, oh, I shouldn't be drinking this.
Yeah,
I'm like,
same.
why would I even think like in the grand scheme of things, it's really like not that like crazy, especially like if in your regular day life, like you're doing everything you need to do. Like it's really not that like earth shattering.
It matters what you do most of the time. And if you're going to feel confident when you are keeping the promises to yourself that you are making and you are like just feeling good about the choices that you're making, right? Like I feel good about the breakfast that I have and the lunch that I have and the snacks that I have. And then I can go out and have drinks and order whatever I want on the menu, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And I think if you're like worried too much about that, then it becomes like that not fun. So we need life and we need fitness too.
Yeah.
So anyways, okay. We have 2 more questions left. So hopefully these are grand finales here. What do you do for self-care?
What do I do for self-care? I like to have a good morning routine and a good night routine. That's my 2 like biggest things. I like to habit stack. In the morning, I'm going to wake up. I'm not going to snooze my alarm. I love my Hatch alarm because I put my phone across the room and the Hatch alarm makes me get up. I can't snooze it if it's like right next to my bed. I would definitely snooze it. I love my Hatch alarm. I wake up, I make my bed first thing. I feel productive right when I do that. You know, do all the things, write in the journal, and it takes 10 minutes to just start your day on the right foot and end your day on the right note and get relaxed and go to bed.
Yeah, I like what you said, because I think a lot of people think self-care and they think massage, bubble bath, like these like elaborate things that aren't realistic for most people. Whereas like self-care should look like going on a morning
Daily
walk.
habits.
Like what are the things that you do like day to day that are like tiny that just like make you feel like excited? Like even like what like even if it is like going to get a coffee or like doing something like that that's like just like lights your soul up. Like I mean, even the smallest things for me, like putting on my like nice like $50 moisturizer. I'm like, this is like, this hits the spot. Like just like those little things that you can like find throughout the day that like just make you feel good. Like it doesn't have to be like some like crazy thing.
Yeah. And everybody like when you think about self-care, like you said, massage, facial, like it doesn't need to be $100 for self-care.
No,
it really comes down to what you do on a daily basis and finding like love and enjoyment in the little things.
Yeah.
Listening to a podcast on my daily walk, that's self-care to me.
Even like going on a walk, like unplugged and just like listening to like nature or like even if you live in a city, just like hearing people's conversations,
watching
like,
humans be human.
Little like think about like the little things throughout your week and like almost like it sounds like kind of creepy, but just like notate the things that make you like, oh, that was like kind of like fun. Like just like being aware of like the things that kind of like make you feel good or like add to your cup.
Romanticizing your life.
Yeah. Cause like little things I wouldn't even have noticed like before, like, oh, like going on a walk and not listening to anything or just sitting, you know, and listening to a podcast, like, and just drinking my coffee, like those little things. So
find enjoyment in the daily life and the small things.
Because it's not always going to be like these like fireworks and like
especially when you're like, I have a lot of clients that are like moms that have to deal with kids and work and all the other things, and it doesn't need to be an hour long of meditation and journaling and all that stuff to be like self-care. It can just be waking up 5 minutes earlier to have your morning coffee in silence.
Yep. Super small. Okay, last one. This is the grand finale. Who's your support system and how did they help you?
Oh, that's a good one.
It's like all like
Honestly,
So the only one.
I literally would say you. Like, you are my support person, especially when it comes to like my job, because I feel like not a lot of people in my life can relate to like our work or what we do. So like literally this whole time on this whole trip, I was like, we just get it. Like, we get each other. I'm recording, I'm filming, we're doing our voice memos, we're hyping our clients up. Not a lot of other people would understand that, because our job is not like quote unquote normal. So I would say you, if there's ever an issue or a problem or I need help with something, I literally text you right away and send you a voice memo, or my boyfriend. But
I love that.
you.
I was gonna say like the same thing. Like, obviously, like you, like being like part of like my team and stuff. Like, I mean, you help. I mean, even just like our clients too, I feel like are a part of the support system. Like, it all like kind of blends together. And like, obviously too, like mentors and the people I've had, like, to also like relay that information to her. And like, I just think like asking for help, that's one thing I have like an issue with, is like just like asking for support. And like, once I started doing that and like learning in my adult life, like, it's okay to like get like professional help.
It's okay to not know everything
Yeah.
and not
Like,
feel
you are only as good as the people that teach you how to do like what you need to do.
Yeah.
And that's like ultimately, like, you can get so much farther ahead in life if you have a really strong support system, whether that is like a boss or even just like, you know, some like you like working, like, it sounds like to me like working for you, like like, or like clients, or I don't know, just like really listening to the people around you. I think that like your support system is like not just like one person, it should be like multiple people that like add to that. So
1000%. Like, you shouldn't always feel like you need to be the one that knows everything. Like,
No.
always be trying to learn and absorb information.
If you like, you should never feel like you're the smartest person in the room, even if you feel like you are, like, you're probably not, and there's probably someone that is smarter. Like, I love asking questions, like asking for help, seeing how like
Other people think, because everybody else has everybody has a different perspective and a different view on things, and I always love hearing perspectives, and that gives you a new avenue to look down versus thinking you're always right, you know.
Everyone has a different style, and I think that like something cool about our industry too is a lot, like, you learn so much just about like psychology and like just
personalities and how people think and talk and act, and it's crazy.
And it's really crazy for sure. Okay, well, that was our 35th question. That was a marathon.
Amazing, guys. Like, we seriously appreciate you asking all these questions.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a part 2 for this. We
have to.
That
And
was so fun.
Honestly, like, it was worth the 4 tries. It was worth it. So we hope you guys have the best rest of your weekend or whatever you're listening to this. Me and Cassie are off to a hike tomorrow, and we're gonna have a good rest of our Purpose Athletics retreat. But we would really appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure to comment, subscribe, review, share,
rate the podcast.
And we'll see you next week.
Bye.